Good evening, Mr. Gott.
I'm okay.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you.
And you have my gratitude.
I have to go now.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen.
Dr. Reed, may I?
What can you...
Every day...
News on the front...
It seemed to be...
What can you tell me about it?
This hospital was...
Can you be more specific?
Well...
And-
if you must...
What...
No.
What...
Doctor... Every...
I'll see you later, Nurse Crane.
Don't waste your time with me.
Words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me,
Another night with the glorious Dr.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet Lady of Mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer.
You must have countless questions, but
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
these poor souls have so little left to live for. I do my best to ease their pain.
world would be a better place if like you.
You make me blush. I am simply a necessary evil.
Pardon my bold.
As a newborn, your hunger for...
I'm a scientist.
I will gladly...
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your...
These past insufferable weeks.
What are your expectations?
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in...
Who would...
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it.
If we're dealing with an...
As immortal
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with...
I'll take care of it.
If that was the case,
I'll meet that woman.
My life, as others know...
Daily routine.
Good evening, sir.
Unless you're...
I'm Dr.
You guessed...
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Why do you feel responsible for the injury, Thomas? What really happened?
I wasn't disfigured by any German shells. It happened during my leave. It was an accident.
Tell me what really happened then.
I went with a whore in Rouen. Dead drunk I was. The hotel was a shithole. There was a fire that night.
Did you start the fire? Were you trying to avoid going back to the front? That's not uncommon, you know.
No. It's just that I was asleep when the flames reached the room. The girl was long gone. Bitch never woke me up. Left me to burn.
Why lie about it?
Come on. It's one thing to come back disfigured by the Germans, and it's another to get injured in an accident.
Reconstructive surgery has been very successful for...
I don't want to wear a bloody mask for the rest of my life.
Have you heard
If you...
Where...
are really...
No offense.
You were an...
How close are you to Miss Horcroft?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to...
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes...
She's quite harmless, I can assure you.
You do realize she's mentally...
In her mad...
So do you let her bite you?
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of my blood. And
She could decide to bite less.
then it's another good reason for me to stay here.
How is your...
Oh, it's...
Can I ask...
It's the pain.
Who is treating you?
Nobody's...
You don't seem...
My face.
Goodbye for now.
Damn. The pain.
Good evening, Mr.
Dr. Reed, is it?
What do you mean? You remain...
Thank you, Doctor.
Do you know Tom Watts? The bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs.
How did you end up in Willie...
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Horcroft.
You dare...
I'm just a man trying to help his friend.
What is the
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the Dockers trade union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show. with the assistance of her minion, Dooth Digby.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton.
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect.
Fear and disgust on every streetcar. The daily routine.
What is this? Who are...
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Please, calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. War duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many violent...
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on.
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
I assure you, madam, this is not...
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins,
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof...
This is your business, Doctor, not mine.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round. Miss Jones. Now...
Well...
Have you noted?
It will...
Everyone here... Come. If you could just...
It's terrible.
I see.
No one...
I'll come and visit... The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them. Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can?
What can you tell me?
Let me get...
No matter...
Who's...
What can you tell...
Let me get...
Goodbye.
It's safer here than anywhere else in the East End.
Good evening, Dr. Tibbets.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Have you heard of it?
I have no time for...
Corcoran, I want you to tell me about Mr. Connor. How did he die? What happened?
He was my patient. He died because of my mistake. That's the blunt truth.
Who was this patient?
I don't know. Some sick man from the docks. Maybe a fisherman. I had no time to talk with him. No one claimed a body.
What?
It was
Goodbye, Dr. Tibbets.